Good morning, everyone. We're about to start our service, so I'm going to request from you, would you please silence your phones, or at least put them in vibration mode. And we're going to take a few moments to just bring ourselves to center, and I'm going to allow the music to help us set the intention for the service. So allow yourself to rest, set an intention, and we'll bless the service with your presence. Thank you. And welcome on this chilly, chilly day into this very, very warm room filled with your love and your light. We're so delighted that you're here with us this morning. We have a wonderful service planned for you, and we have special guest musicians. Their name for their trio is called All Are Called. They are the All Are Called trio. Yeah, and we're all called. So Bill Staton will be with us, and Mark Baskin and Mark Silver. So let's give them a nice welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Our service has been blessed, and we are ready to begin, so I do not want to hold anything back. The only thing I want to say, if you are a new visitor, you're not here by accident. You are here divinely ordained. This is your appointment to be in this place, so I invite all of us to please remain open and receptive to what is going to be offered today, and let that be a blessing to you. So let's light this Christ candle and say with me the affirmation of oneness. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God, the good, omnipotent. And would you say with me our vision and mission statement? Centered in God, we embrace a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission statement, to inspire positive change in our spiritual lives and in our world. And now we turn it over to Janice in Hampton to lead us in congregational songs. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Luz. Welcome, everybody. Are you staying warm? I hope. Good. Would you stand and would you join Hampton and I in singing our first congregation song, Wonderful Words of Life?
again to me. Wonderful words of life. Let me more thy beauty see. Wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty. Teach me faith and duty. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Words of wisdom enrich my soul. Wonderful words of life. And they strengthen and make me whole. Wonderful words of life. Gems of wisdom thrilling. Fresh and true fulfilling. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life.
Yes, wonderful words. Words are our wand, right? Here we go. I am the thinker. Here we go.
I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts,
Who changes the things that
change my life.
I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts, who changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me what I am beauty, I am joy. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts, who changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who changes the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. Last time, I have the power to change my life. Wonderful job. Please have a seat.
Good morning. Today's word or words is world peace. As I affirm peace, I help create a peaceful world. In 1964, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it." We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Of course, I will work toward creating the kind of world I wish to see, investing my effort and energy to ending conflict, discrimination, and other kinds of negativity. But I also put my energy into creating harmony, cooperation, opportunity, and other positive outcomes. Today I affirm that peace is dawning all over the world, blessing all people with warm feelings of cooperation and togetherness. I affirm peace is here, even as I strive to create it. And we read from 1 Thessalonians 5:23. May the God of peace himself sanctify you entirely, and may your spirit, soul, and body be kept sound.
And as our group is coming up to the stage, I'll just tell you a little bit about what's going on with this group called All Are Called. Bill, come on up, and Mark, come on up. Bill Stanton, who everybody's familiar with Bill, he often sings solo with us. He's been working on a play called Course in Miracles play, and he's written quite a number of songs that go along with that play. These are songs that are going to be included in the play. They're going to do 3 of them for us today. And of course, we've got the incredibly awesome and talented Mark Silva with us, Reverend Mark, and then we also have plain old Mark, or Mark Baskin, Reverend Mark and plain old Mark. They both have a C at the end, so it could be confusing. So Mark Baskin, who's an amazing instrumentalist all over the southern Roanoke and the whole South and the East Coast, everything, he's playing all the time. So with these 3 guys, so talented, we are pleased to have them here today. Guys, Bill, tell us real quickly, what are you going to play?
Experienced. Yeah, and it's so relevant to what you're going to experience today. This is the first song in the play called A Course in Miracles, a musical, and it couldn't be more appropriate because to give and to receive is an incredible experience, and you're going to experience that today. So, you ready? Hey, you know we all want love. Truth is we can never get enough. Love that lasts through sweet eternity. Only way to be truly free. To be truly free. Hey, you know we all want peace. Blessings that never ever cease. That's what life is all about. Find your peace, never have a doubt. Never have a doubt. But you know, peace cannot be described. It can never be explained. It can only be experience. All right. Hey, you know we all want joy. Blessings that can never be destroyed. Joy of life that never ever ends. side, always your sweet friend, always your sweet friend. But you know, joy cannot be described. It can never be explained. It can only be, it can only be experience.
Thank you, all called trio. That is so true. Some things in life cannot be explained. They can only be experienced. So I'm inviting our prayer chaplains to please come forward, as this time of the service is for us to ask them to provide a healing prayer for us. Our prayer chaplains are here to pray with you every Sunday. To the right of me, there is the prayer chapel, and they'll be there for about 20 minutes, and just show up. Every prayer that is offered is always held in complete confidence. If you prefer to write a prayer request on one of the prayer slips in front of your chairs, there are some. Fill those out, and you can put them into this prayer box or the one that's in the foyer. Those prayers will be prayed over, and then they'll be sent to Silent Unity, where they will be prayed for another 30 days. So I'm going to invite you to please share a prayer.
Okay. Maybe go within. You might like to close your eyes as you lean into that sacred heart space. May you breathe in with calmness, and may you breathe out with easiness. May you release and be free of some of that excessive energy for now. May you rest in gentle stillness. Sweet Spirit, the lover of our heart and soul, the lamp of our wisdom and insight, may all those who are requesting prayer today touch your healing light. May the divine power of strength emerge and support them with stability, wholeness, and wellness of being. When difficult moments arise and old habits, old patterns resurface, may it be a pivotal moment. May it be a moment of transformation that lightens the struggles. As we loosen our grip of unwholesome views, unwholesome habits, as the sky endures and the earth endures, may we be free. May we be free of ill wishes. May we be free of anger. May we form a bridge of kindness, of peace and harmony. May we affirm our humanity and our oneness. May a gentle smile lighten our burdens and remind us that we are here for each other. Bowing with gratitude, thank you, sweet Spirit.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. And we Take a deep breath now and let's go ahead in preparation for our meditation with Reverend Luz. Let's sing together our thoughts, our prayers.
Breathe that message into your heart. Every thought is a prayer. As we prepare ourselves for this time to go into meditation, allow yourself to find a comfortable position right where you are. Perhaps place your feet firmly on the ground and your hands open palmed on your lap, whatever feels comfortable for you. And when you find that comfortable, sweet space, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Or not, doesn't matter. Just gently begin to bring your awareness inwardly. Allow yourself to leave the cares behind. Just make the gentle, gentle, gentle journey to your heart by taking a deep cleansing breath and letting it go with a sigh, perhaps. Breathe in one more time, slowly, deeply, and exhale. Slowly, completely, just let go. Allow yourself to rest in this moment, because there's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just to be here, just to be here. And for a moment, just tune into the rhythm of your breath. And let it bring peace. Let it bring peace and ease to your body. Notice how good it feels to just be, not to have to do anything. To be like in a state of total and complete surrender. For there is a higher power that holds us, and we are safe. Imagine now seeing yourself in a place that is peaceful, wherever that may be. It may be in a forest or by the beach or even in your comfy chair at home. Just see yourself there, relaxed and peaceful, in a total state of surrender. Know that in this state of surrender, there is and always is a loving presence, a presence that whispers to you, "You are my beloved." A presence that wraps itself within you as love, a warm blanket of love. And it whispers to you, "My child, I know your burdens. Take a moment to see those in your life. What is it that you're carrying? What is heavy in your heart? And in a movement of action, see yourself turning these over to this voice that has just called you its beloved. As you turn them over, know that you are turning them over into the hands of something greater. Something that can take those burdens and transmute them for your highest and greatest good. You were born to be free, light, unburdened, easy, untethered to anything. Because you can turn it over. Turn it over now. And as you do, know in your heart that the solution is at hand. It's already here. And all you need to do is open your heart to receive it. Receive the blessing that is already on its way. You may not be able to see it right now or understand how it will arrive, but that doesn't matter, because you can affirm that it is on its way, that it's already here, and all you need to do is be willing to receive it. So in the silence, create a space in your heart by releasing the burden and letting that space be the place to receive grace in all its many forms. Let's do that in the silence together. Today I choose to let go of the burdens and make room in my heart for the potential, the possibility that is on its way, that will be the answer to my prayer. I allow myself to continue to rest throughout this day in the peace of God, in the love of God, knowing that all things are already working together for my good. So take a nice deep breath. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. Namaste.
Namaste, I need the grace.
would you turn to your neighbor and just say namaste, acknowledging the light and the love that is within them, the Christ that is within them. Beautiful, beautiful. So, today I want to talk to you about the blessings of giving, which is the other half of the blessings of receiving, the blessings of receiving, which is the other half of the gift that we receive when someone gives. Because we talk a lot about giving, don't we? We know the power that there is in being able to be generous, and we celebrate that. We celebrate the joy of pouring ourselves out for others. It feels good, right? When we can and that we give. But rarely do we talk about the blessings of receiving and what it's like to consciously open ourselves to ask for that which we are wanting and to receive it with open hearts. Because every gift, everything that we ever have in life, everything that we receive is evidence of divine substance in form. So divine substance, by its very nature, requires like two movements, a giving and then a receiving. Makes sense, right? If you're going to give, you need someone to receive it. And both are essential for this flow, this circulation of divine substance. When we give freely and we receive freely, we keep that divine substance in circulation. If either movement is blocked, if we refuse to give or we refuse to receive, the flow constricts. But when we open up ourselves, when we are open, then divine abundance moves through our lives with ease and grace. It's like there's no effort. We can rest in knowing that we live in an abundant universe and that we don't lack. So it's just an understatement, we are living in challenging times, aren't we? I mean, really, we hear it over and over again, how everything costs so much, how challenges are in our way sometimes. And many people around us are really quietly struggling without saying anything. They don't ask for help because they've been taught that asking for help is a sign of weakness, rather than a doorway to grace, for grace to flow through us. Many stay silent because, like me, I grew up with messages like, Luz, be self-sufficient, and don't rely on anyone, and handle it yourself. Don't put your business out there. Yeah, those were the messages I was getting when I was growing up. Don't burden others. Have any of you had those messages too? Yes, and so those teachings have really run deep in our consciousness and has stopped us from really asking for help. It has stopped us from participating in the circulation of abundance. I remember a time when Joe and I were struggling financially. There were many stages in our lives when that happened, but this particular one was really hard. I had to stop working to take care of Danny, our son, after he was diagnosed with leukemia. And it was one of the hardest seasons of our lives because we carried all the burdens that we were holding on to in silence. To everyone else, we had this nice smile, everything is okay, but silently, we were heavy burdened. One day, a group of my coworkers gathered and decided that since I wasn't asking, they were going to take an action anyway. And they pulled together portions of their salaries for quite a while, months really, to help support us. And I remember when one of them called me and said, Luz, I know you're struggling. I know you don't want to say anything. Would you be willing to receive a gift from us? And she told me what they were doing. And I was so incredibly moved, I couldn't even say anything. I was so tearful and grateful for their generosity. But guess what? I was also embarrassed. And I felt a little bit ashamed that we needed help. Isn't that weird? I was feeling those feelings based on all the teachings that I had gone in the past. And then shortly after, it didn't take very long when our neighbor decided to come over and say, look, I know you have to take Danny into the city for his chemo treatments, and Joe is sometimes working. I offer myself to drive you, stay there with you, and bring you back home. And I was baffled, like, wow, what generosity. And he was doing this from the love of his heart, his love for us. And I felt like I was obligated to pay him for his kindness. Even though he didn't ask for anything, even though he didn't want it. Somehow at me, I felt obligated that I needed to pay him to do this. And so I gave him the little bit that I had, and it wasn't really enough. And guess what I felt? I felt a little bit ashamed that I didn't have enough to compensate him for what he was doing. And I remember during that time, so many people stepped up during our rough season to help us out in so many ways. And what started to unfold before my very eyes was this beautiful outpouring of love. Little by little, I started to realize, Luz, let go of those barriers that keep you in shame, that keep you in not willing to receive it or blocking it in some way. Little by little, I began to graciously accept the gifts without any other condition other than thank you. Thank you. And everything that I had been thinking about all my life that kept me from asking for help began to start to fall away, because I began to understand that this was God, this was divine abundance reaching out to us through the hearts and the hands of those that were around us. It was the answer to prayer that came through the people that were around us. And they became for us the face of God. The only face that we ever will see of God is the face that we are. They gave, and I learned, and we learned, sometimes awkwardly, sometimes tearfully, that to receive with an open heart, it is part of the gift, the other half of the gift. And that when we do that, we not only get blessed, but we bless the giver, because it is their joy to give. There's a passage in the scriptures about a Samaritan woman who Jesus encounters at the well. How many of you know that, the women at the well? Okay. So in Unity, we kind of try to always give it a metaphysical interpretation. But in those times, when Jesus lived, the women typically went to get water early in the morning, and they went in groups together, for safety and for companionship. But the Samaritan woman was shunned. She was not really, there was hostility between the Jews and the Samaritans. So the Samaritan woman came alone, carrying her jar and her silent burdens. She came at noon, which is very symbolic, because that's when our deepest thirst often surfaces in the heat of our life's pressures, right? Our deepest thirst for someone to love us, for someone to support us. When Jesus sees the woman coming, he did something completely unexpected. He asked her for something. He said, "Give me a drink." On the surface, that sounds like a very simple request, right? But spiritually, it carries such a profound significance, because in that moment, when Jesus was asking for something, he was affirming her worth, her dignity. He was seeing her as a child of God, knowing that she had within her much love to give. He was letting her know that she was valuable, that she was not invisible, that she was not unworthy, not beyond the circle of the sacred exchange of giving and receiving. And in that moment, Jesus was asking her to participate in the divine flow, the circulation of life-giving substance that moves through giving and receiving. And Jesus knew her story. He knew it very well. He knew her isolation. He knew the weight that she carried. And yet he met her right where she was, without any pity, without any judgment, only love. Inviting her to be a part of this amazing circulation of divine substance. And the woman turns around and she's kind of taken aback, like, he's a Jew. He's talking to me? How is that? So she responds to him by saying, how is it that you, a Jew, would ask me for a drink? I'm a Samaritan woman. In other words, she was saying, hey, people like you don't talk to people like me, okay? So I'm not someone that you would need anything from. And her response reveals the inner narrative of unworthiness that had really shaped her life. And then Jesus, our way shower, answers with a line that opens up the story. He says, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that is saying to you, give me a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. Living water. Jesus' response speaks to the truth that the divine is always offering us more than we realize. The gift of God, the living waters, is spiritual support, is guidance, is love, is the ever-flowing divine substance that can only move through us. But to receive it, we must be willing to open those clenched places in our hearts, those places within us that have convinced us that we are not worthy to receive, or that we have to manage life all by ourselves. The story is a perfect mirror of anyone who is in need. Because you see, this woman, she comes to the well alone. Like many among us, they walk alone, carrying their burden alone. She questions the request. And many of us question our worthiness of whether or not we should even ask. And she hesitates. Many hesitate to ask anything for anyone for help, thinking that we will be a burden, or that we're putting our business out there. She eventually opens up, and the blessings begin to flow into her life the very moment that she does. The very moment that she recognizes, I'm not alone. I have worth. I can ask for help. And I can give help. Henry Nouwen said, when we honestly ask for help, we open ourselves to the healing power of human connection. Isn't that what this is all about? We are walking each other home. We're here to support each other. There's no shame in asking. Maya Angelou said, ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. Because when you ask, you shall receive. You open the gateway for the abundance to flow into your life through the people that are around you, through the opportunities that will open for you. Unity teaches us that we live in a universe of divine substance, unfailing, unlimited. It is always available to ask. To ask and receive is to participate in the abundance of God. If we could just see it that way. Because we'll all fall sometimes in hard times. We don't have to carry the burden by ourselves. In a few moments, you're going to hear from two members of our community who have experienced the blessing of receiving, who have been able to ask, who have been able to say yes. Their stories remind us that God's love arrives through human hands, human voices, and human generosity. Their testimonies remind us that receiving is not just a selfish thing that we do. We're actually participating in something quite sacred. Receiving is not weakness. It is not a failure. It is how God replenishes us through the hands and the hearts of those that are around us, until such time as we can give and help others replenish. So I'm going to invite Celia and Carol to come up and share their testimonies. You go first. Oh, where's the microphone? Just a second.
Is it on? So I'm pretty darn nervous today, so bear with me. My story took place in 1999. 1998 has been a pretty awful year. Lots of shedding of things that were painful and loving, but going away. As we got close to 1999, I received the gift of synchronicity, but I didn't know it at that time. I was working at Catawba Hospital, and a new benefit came out that would go into effect the 1st of January. It was a long-term disability. And I signed up, never giving it a second thought other than, here's one more thing, I want it. I also learned to say yes to my teenage son and his friend when they said, hey, can we make a profile for you and put it on AOL Love Connection? Sure. Not truly knowing what I was in for. In early 1999, one person stood out on AOL Love Connection. And his ad was, let's make life fun. I thought, okay, this sounds great. And we talked and we got to know each other, and we found out that our parents had grown up next door to each other in Roanoke. We found out that at one point, my mother, myself, and my brother had lived next door to Ken and his parents. We found out that we went to the same elementary school, the same junior high school. We went to ballroom dancing together, but Ken always snuck out. So we had never met. Furthermore, as we're communicating, we find out that we live less than a mile from each other. Okay, that was pretty cool. Let's make life fun. I also, so I welcomed that gift, which was the possibility of love. 6 weeks later, after we had met and definitely liked each other and liked hanging out, things were going great. I'm like, wow, maybe there is such a thing as love again. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I learned the gift of saying yes. Because I had that long-term disability, all of a sudden I didn't have to work. My parents blessed me with a membership at the Y and a weekly therapy appointment. And all I had to do was heal. Around the same time, I learned with a Unity coach and with Reverend Diane, I learned that I would say yes to everything, no matter what. I would say yes, thank you. I also pledged to tithe 10% of any money that I found or had for 10 weeks. I bravely started chemo and I had surgery and started chemo. Ken never blinked his eye. So new. We were still in the crush phase. And I want to tell you, if you got to go through something like this, it is best to be in new love. He would come over at night and sit next to me and do his art. And if I felt well, I'd be up. If it was a rough day, I'd be laying down. And this went on throughout. Again, he never changed the way he looked and acted to me. Then my colleagues at Catawba started bombarding me with gifts. It turned out I had cards, flowers, food, visits, anything I could possibly need, and my only job was to get well. Reverend Diane gave me the gift of maybe imagination, but I truly began to understand the difference between my bodysuit and my soul. She suggested during some of these painful procedures that I leave my body where it was getting treated, all kinds of horrid stuff happening, and that I take my soul and decide where would you like to be. So the car or the body is at the mechanics, and I always took my soul on up to Tyson's Corner to Nordstrom's. I also learned something about hair that I'd like to share with you. So of course, breast cancer. Every hair on your body is gone. And you only get one warning, and that's like part of the way in. All of a sudden you wake up and there's hair everywhere. So we had a shave my head party. That was way harder than it sounds, and there was actually not anything funny about it. However, it was just hair. When my hair started coming back in, my surgeon, who I adored, said, "This is God's gift to you. You won't know what your hair will look like when it comes in." Mine came in curly and skunk striped. Right. But again, what I've learned is it's just hair. I have people today that come up and say, "How could you have the nerve to dye your hair purple when you've had no hair?" It is just not a big deal. So that's my story. We did stained glass, and I learned how to do that. I had a soundtrack from the 70s, Bonnie Raitt, The Grateful Dead, Jackson Browne, played constantly. Friends came over several times a week to visit, to hang out, and to make me laugh and let go. And since that time, when someone offers me something, I say, "Yes, thank you." And the only question that I can ask, and I'll share this with you to consider, is, "Are you sure?" And if the person says yes, your answer is yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Reverend Luz and to Carol. These stories remind me that I'm not alone in what I feel and what I experience. So several weeks ago, I attended the meeting to learn about and help with a ministry that Reverend Luz called Gratitude Flowing. And those of us that were there brainstormed and discussed how we could manifest a space and a service offered by and for this community. We all felt perfectly confident that as soon as we had shelves and a clean space, it would be full of non-perishable food, warm clothing, and other essentials. We wanted the space to be warm, inviting, non-judgmental. But we also expressed concern that some people might be hesitant to visit the space, gather what they need, hesitant to receive. So as I have recently dealt with the issue of receiving, Reverend Luz asked me to share with you my experience, so here it is. As many of you, I've always considered myself a giver. I've never had much in the way of financial resources to give, but I always was really happy to give of my time, my energy, my skills, if it was helpful. It feels good to give to others. I know you know that. But I hadn't had much experience on the receiving end until my family needed more help than I could give. As many of you know, my daughter has an incurable neurological disease that is very expensive to treat. Our family's resources were drained, and she needed ongoing, very expensive medication. I felt like I hit a wall. I needed to ask for help. But why was it hard to ask for help? The need was very real, and this was my child. But we were out of answers. So expressing my concern to a small group of trusted friends at a Course in Miracles meeting, it was suggested we could have a yard sale. Well, this idea grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew, as many of you know. And though this was not a Unity-sponsored event, this community showed up. You showed up and you donated items, you baked goodies to sell, you spent hours arranging and organizing the piles of stuff on Debbie Ellis's front porch. Thank you, Debbie. You came to set up for a yard sale, to work the yard sale, to shop, and to clean up after everybody had left. It was enormously successful. And the proceeds went to my daughter's pharmacy to pay for months of medication. It was truly overwhelming. We were filled with gratitude, of course, but I was overwhelmed. So one Sunday, as we were saying our offertory blessing, for all that I am, for all that I have, for all that I give, for all that I'm open to receive, bam, there it was. I'd said it 1,000 times over decades, but this time it spoke to me. Big, bold, capital letters, open to receive. I had to examine this. Why was I struggling with open to receive? I think, as others have said, there are many reasons that we as human beings have trouble receiving. Maybe we're afraid of being judged or not worthy enough. Or as my daughter said, Mom, somebody needs it more than me. But I realized for me, ingrained from a very early age, it's the value of self-reliance. It's my job to take care of myself and my family. That was an aha moment. I'm eternally grateful, truly, for your love, your generosity, your support. And I'm also very grateful for learning this lesson that I'm learning, to let go and to be open to receive. I think gratitude flowing is the perfect description. Gratitude is flowing, giving and receiving, receiving, giving, giving, receiving. It's the same thing. It truly is a sacred exchange of love. So thank you and namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Two very powerful testimonies that I know have blessed your life. And I want to speak to you just for a moment, to those of you that are struggling here in silence. You are not alone. You are not a burden. You have not failed in life. You are loved beyond measure. You are worthy. And you are in a community that cares for one another, a community that understands what it means to love one another, a community that wants to be the beloved community where no one is left out. We are part of Martin Luther King's dream, and we want to make it real and tangible right here. So if you need help, ask. It doesn't just have to be financial help. Whatever it is that you're carrying in your heart and you need help, ask. If you need prayer, ask. If you need someone to talk to, ask. If you need a ride to an appointment, ask. If you need a meal during some difficult times, ask. If you need support for caring a loved one, ask. If you need guidance and clarity, ask. If you need companionship or connection, ask. If you need encouragement when your spirit is feeling low, ask. If you need a listening ear that will listen without judgment, ask. If you need someone to sit with you in your grief, ask. All you need to do is be willing to ask, and the rest will come, because we live in an abundant universe. So let us be the hands of God for you when you are in need. And in turn, you can be the hands of God for us when we are in need. Let us be the heart of God for you. Let us be for you the beloved community that we are being compelled to be. And this is a day that you can choose courage and you can choose vulnerability and allow yourself to receive the other half of the gift, because it's already waiting for you. So before I end, would you say this affirmation with me? After I say it, you repeat it. I open my heart to receive. I am worthy of support. I participate in the divine flow of giving and receiving. I am held. I am loved. And I am blessed beyond measure. And that is true, and so it is. Namaste. Namaste.
Wow. the fifth song in the play is called In My World. The more, it seems every day, I'm involved in creating my world. What about you, do you think? That other world, yeah, just isn't doing it for me. So it's work. We work to create our world, and it's really a beautiful process, really. Ready? In my world, act as if good things are always going on. In my world, so what about the past? What do I recall? All the love that I gave, kindness to all the love that I gave, all that I received, all the other memories I gladly release. In my world, act as if good things are always going on in my world. And what about the future? What about tomorrow? I place the future in the hands of those who know no sorrow. Nothing's ever lost, it's ever in my mind. I will rejoice at what I see, and love is what I find in my world. Act as if good things are always going on in my world. All right. What about the now? What about the day? Dancing in all of hands, all the time allows. As I go through my day, I reach outside of time and gather all the phone things deep within my mind. In my world, act as if good things are always going on in my world. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a nice thing to think. In my world, all good is going on because God is all good and God is everywhere present. So this time our ushers will get ready to collect our offerings. We want to say thank you. Thank you for giving so generously from your heart, because everything that you give will be able to bless this community to do that which we are being called to do. Would you say with me our offertory blessing? Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I'm open to receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God.
Yep. Many years have come and gone, many years may go. So my friend, let me tell you one thing that I know. To be loved is surely a wonderful, glorious thing. But to really, really love yourself will always give you wings. Please try to celebrate what you really are. Everywhere you've traveled in life, whether near or far, and always know for certainty what you will become when you awaken to the simple truth that you are only love, only love. To be adored by millions is surely not enough. Think of all those celebrities showered so with love, who struggle with depression and lose their hold on life, surrendering to inner demons in a silent strife. Please try to celebrate what you really are. Everywhere you've traveled in life, whether near or far, and always know for certainty what you will become when you awaken to the simple truth that you are only love, only love. All right. So work on your forgiveness as much as you can. Release all your guilt and fear. Let love take a stand. Thank all the things to be grateful for. And then please be vigilant. Give thanks a little more. Please try to celebrate what you really are. Everywhere you've traveled in life, whether near or far, but always know for certainty what you will become. When you awake to the simple truth that you are only love, only love, only love.
Thank you for that beautiful selection. And now, would you prepare yourselves to say our affirmation of abundance together? Unity of Roanoke Valley is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together, and that is the truth. I have just a few announcements, so please bear with me. Today's board rep is David Sink. David, would you please stand? David will be by the information desk in the foyer, and he'll answer any questions that you have or comments that you need to share with him. So go ahead and feel free to do that. There is an annual meeting next Sunday, the 25th. The announcements have gone out. That is at 12:30 here in the sanctuary. If you are a member of this church, you get an opportunity to vote during that meeting for candidates that are going to be serving on the board and other things that we are presenting to you. There's going to be quite a lovely array of things to share with you. So please mark your calendars, share the word, and make sure you're here next week. I've been really challenged and called to put together a prayer vigil that I'm opening up to the entire Unity of Roanoke community. There'll be some faith leaders here joining me in a sign of solidarity to pray. We can all pray as one voice, for prayer is really a powerful thing. It could change so much. So I'm asking you to support me in inviting others to come. It is on January the 30th, that's a Friday at 6 p.m. Pass the word on, because we know Unity's foundation is prayer. We know prayer changes things. So please invite as many people as you can to be with us this day. We are also a community that does a lot of outreach, and one of the things that we do once a year is the Soup for Seniors. We're collecting food for them. There's a whole list of what needs to be brought in the fellowship hall. You'll see the big board, and on it tells you what to bring, and below it are the bins where you could bring the stuff and drop them in. So like soups and tuna and peanut butter and non-perishable things. Just look at the list and make it available, and then we will make sure that that list gets put on e-news, and we will have flyers for you next week so that you can go shopping, and let's bless them this year because there's so much need. I think that is all. I just one announcement that's not up there, but Inner Journey has put in, it's the bookstore, has put in a feedback survey that we need from you to let us know what you are thinking about the bookstore. So please make sure that you fill those out online. There's some in the information table, and there should be some in the Inner Journey bookstore when you leave after service. I think that's it for me with announcements. Are the children here? Yes.
This is a light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This is a light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This is a light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This is a light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Good morning. Please be seated. Today in YFM, we had our second lesson in our new Avatar curriculum series. So we're learning the 4 elements of spirit and awakening the avatar within. And today's lesson was all about earth. So the kids learned to be rooted and grounded in their faith. And we did some rock stacking and a little bit of Tai Chi. I've got some kiddos that are going to read some affirmations for us. So let's start with Sage. Come here, buddy. All right, nice and loud. Read this. Read this nice and loud.
I draw strength from my connection with Earth.
Good job. Hey, Clay. Clay, come here, bud. You ready?
I am grounded and strong and unshakable in God's love.
And then we've got Lila. Come here, Lila. Oh, that's okay. Hey, girl. Okay, your turn.
The Earth supports me, and I am a steward of this Earth.
We've got a really great youth program, so if you have any interest in working with these beautiful young souls up here, let me know. We're always open to more presence and support of wise adults. I want to give a shout out to Miss Trish today. She was amazing with these kids, and I'm just so grateful for everything you do. She really helped them understand what it means to be rooted like a mountain. It was really wonderful to get to experience it instead of teaching it. We've got one quick announcement coming up on Valentine's Day. We are going to have a multi-generational day where the kids can come in the afternoon and do some crafts and games, and then we're going to have a potluck, and hopefully y'all will come and join us for any or some of that. And then after dinner, we're going to do karaoke. So keep an eye out in the e-news. Look for the flyers. They are coming soon. Valentine's Day celebration. We hope to see you all there.
Thank you. Would you say with me our prayer protection?
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever